Joe in real life. Well, it's pretty clear, I think, that I've been in a sorry state for the last few weeks. And really, when I look back at my notebook, it's been months. Um, and I think it's funny when I review those months and listen to myself that I'm calling it everything that it isn't. And it's always been this. It's always just been my mom and what's going on with her. Um, and I want to put that aside right now because, I'm getting tired of myself. It's hard to keep saying the same thing and keep hearing the same thing and, talking about how, like, it will not move through me. And the reason for that is as simple as it is obvious. It's going to take the time it takes, and that's just that. Um, I am going to implement some changes. And the reasons for that are obvious and simple as well. What I'm doing is not working. And, I need a different way to come at my best coping skill, which is these morning exercise routines. I need to find a way to reinvigorate them and find some passion for them again. And I just don't have that right now. And to a degree, this is a fool's errand, and I know that. Like, I'm not going to be able to get excited about it. It just doesn't feel important. Um, so I don't know. Like, what will it look like? Because I'm not gonna stop, right? Like, so how will they be changed? Obviously, the squatting's continuing. Um, but what can I do? What can I do to make it more palatable so that going forward, I'm not just spinning my wheels in this sort of unrelated grief? Um, I'm not 100% sure, but I do have some ideas. And, well, I'll address those in the voiceover. Yeah? I'm going to do a little build up today. Just 10-pound jumps, old school style, kind of one of my filler day workouts. And I'll show you that on time lapse, all right? Stay tuned. Well, I know I'm feeling a little better because my my thought today while doing this was what is it about sadness that makes you feel like you have no neural drive? And, like, that's an interesting question, don't you think? Like, I don't feel tired. Um, I'm well rested. I'm well fueled. Like, why can't I get my nervous system into gear? Like, I worked up to my daily minimum, 185, although I've shirked my daily minimum a couple times over the last week. And, geez, it felt so heavy. I did 205 yesterday, I think, and that felt awful too. I do take these as good signs that I'm kind of bouncing out, or at least bouncing into peaks and valleys, right? As long as the line moves forward and slightly up on average, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it certainly matters to me when I'm standing in it, but overall, I think it's good. I think it's a good sign. But, like, man, everything felt like cement, especially as the weight got heavier. Oh, and I got my swings in, James. I think it's 18 today, 17 or 18. I did 18. I was going to do 20, but I tried to do it in one set, and it didn't feel great. Even now when I'm talking to you, I'm doing this voiceover, I catch myself getting distracted. And, it would be easy to assume that this is a distraction of, like, despair and glum thoughts and, oh, my mommy this, my mommy that. It isn't, though. Those certainly happen, but it's like, like just like right there. I just trail off into a fog. Changes for the future. I want to work on reps. I want to work on knees over toes specifically and higher reps. I'm still going to do a minimum every day, but I think I need to do some mechanics work, some imbalance work, and some joint work. And in so much as I can get excited about an idea, I am excited to start doing that. It's not a very enticing content, I don't think, but also I know my body definitely needs it. I'm getting more and more out of whack, and it's becoming painfully apparent during this dark cloud period. Smashing my toe really helped me realize that, like, because, you know, you do something like that, you're obviously out of balance. You have to favor one foot. But then I begin to notice all the other ways in which I'm out of balance. And I did do some isolateral mobility tests, one side to another, and the results were shockingly bad. So I'd like to do some corrections on that. And what I like most about this goal is that, at least on paper, it feels achievable. It feels like work that I could do and would do, and that will move the needle. It is not the work I would like to do, but the work I would like to do is frankly work I'm not gonna do. And that might have been a confusing phrase to hear, but it's like the situation with the neural drive, you know? Oh, I might be able to muscle through a day, maybe even two, of the work I want to do, but I'm not gonna string together a block, not even one block. There's no way, you know? My mom's doing badly, and depending on the news coming back each day or so, it's getting better or it's getting worse. So there's no clear way to know. But what I do sense is that this is going to drag on for a while. And I need a way to survive that. Like both on the ground and in my war room, in my gym, you know? And that's where I'm really dropping the ball right now, you know. And my girlfriend has been sweet enough to point out to me is that, like, I keep setting standards that there's a 0% chance I could hit, and then I beat myself up over missing a mark that I knew was impossible, you know. That's a really, really stupid plan. And I keep doing it. Like every day I do it. You know, the day I drank, I did it. That's hard for me. It's hard for me to sort. It's hard for me to make sense of. And you gotta keep doing it. And I think it's ingrained. I think it's part of my instinctual patterns. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, there's no easy way through this, and that's another thing I keep butting my head against. I keep looking for an easier, softer way, and it just doesn't exist. And I to be a little more hopeful, I keep feeling like I have more piled on me than I can bear, and that I'm doomed to crack under it. But I think I recently just proved that it isn't more than I can bear. It's pretty close to the exact amount that I can bear, and that I don't crack under it. You know, I might stumble, but I fortify. I come back. And do I come back stronger? No. But I come back, you know. I'm fit for duty again. Barely a blip. And, you know, to a degree, I think maybe to the most important degree and practical degree, that's all what we train for, right? Like, we're not preparing ourselves for our photo shoot. We're preparing ourselves for our worst days so that we can be present, so that we can be available, so that we can be of service. And I don't feel like I'm meeting that standard right now because my standards are fucking bonkers. But I am. Like, I'm just not doing it as well as I want. And that's silly to put myself through that, you know? Like, no one could hit this standard in my head. It's not an achievable thing. So, that's where I'm at, guys. Thank you for being patient with me. This is Joe in real life. I love y'all. Be good to each other today, okay?